Hey everyone, this is Jeetan. In a prior video, we learned about physical and management infrastructure in Azure. And today, we are going to narrate on compute services in IaaS offering, infrastructure as a service offering. But first thing first, happy Friday. Now, when we have a Azure account, one can easily create a virtual machine using Azure VM service. In seconds, you will have a VM at your disposal, and you can choose to create a virtual machine of varied sizes depending upon your memory and CPU requirements. And you can either use a standard image or take an image from a marketplace, or create your own custom image with the OS and libraries that you want to have installed on your VMs. Now, though we can create multiple similar VMs, same VMs in multiple AZs, and use a load balancer to route the traffic and provide the failover and high availability capabilities, but as such VMs are not scalable, and for that there's a service Azure scale sets, VM scale sets, which allows you to spin up hundreds of VMs using a single image, and you can scale up or down by configuring auto scaling features within these scale sets. Now, though we are creating VMs, we are still leveraging on the virtualization at an OS level. And if we are going to package applications as containers on a Docker runtime, and for that we can use Azure Container Instances, which allows you to package and deploy your web app as a container app. But again, it's for lightweight, though we can create lightweight containers, but it's for simple web apps. But when we want to build scalable, fault tolerant, resilient applications with containers, we have to use container orchestration engine like Kubernetes. And all public cloud provider has Kubernetes service, which allows you to create Kubernetes clusters with the within their public cloud offering. And Azure has AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service, which allows you to do that. Now, within Kubernetes, there are a lot of concepts that you need to learn, like replica sets, and containers are also packaged as managed as pod, and pods are exposed as a service, and then you can create deployments which make sure the desired state is maintained, and you have stateful sets and daemon sets, but that's a topic for another day, and it's a little bit more deep dive on the on the Kubernetes side, which is again a very demanding skill set that you have to learn and deliver on. But having said that, Kubernetes services, Kubernetes clusters allow you to manage and run containerized applications at scale. However, let's say you are a web developer and you just want to deploy your web application that you have built on LAMP stack, mean stack, or Node.js runtime, and you don't want to worry about managing or creating any infrastructure resources, then you can use Azure App Service, which allows you to deploy the web application and the output as a URL of the web app, which the users can use to as an entry point to access the web application. And you can scale up more instances of Azure App Service as your user base grows, or you can scale down depending upon how the application is adopted in the user community. Similarly, when you are building a serverless frameworks and serverless applications, then you are basically writing event-driven functions which are invoked as the users access the application and creates events in that application. And for that, you can use Azure Function Apps to deploy functions as a service, and you are not built for any infrastructure resources or platform components. Rather, when the function is called, invoked, and how often and how many times it's called, you are built based on that and not on the infrastructure resources. So there are several offerings in the compute layer that developers and enterprises can leverage on in with cloud providers. And that's about it for today. Thanks for listening.